There are stories that make us smile. There are stories that inspire us. And then there are stories that quietly break our hearts. Tonight's story is one that lingers long after the screen goes dark, a story of love, of loss, and of one woman's journey through the deepest valleys of grief toward the fragile light of hope. This is the story of Kelly Ripa, the familiar face who has brightened mornings for millions, the laughter, the energy, the spark that fills a room before she even speaks. But even stars have nights that feel endless. It began like any other morning. Coffee brewing, the sunlight slipping gently through the curtains. Kelly, ready for another day of joy, ready to make the world smile. Unaware that her own world was about to fall apart. Then, the phone rang. A message came, and everything changed. Mark's father was gone. The silence that followed was unbearable. It wasn't the kind of silence you hear, it was the kind that consumes you, the kind that follows you from room to room. Kelly stood still, the walls closed in, and for the first time in a very long time, there were no words. She wasn't just losing someone close to her co-host, she was losing family. Because for Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos' father was more than just a presence in his life. He was kindness. He was warmth. He was the quiet strength that grounded them all. When Kelly returned to her show Live with Kelly and Mark, millions were watching, expecting laughter, expecting life, but what they saw instead was raw, human heartbreak. Her voice trembled, her eyes glistened, and as the cameras rolled, she broke, not as a celebrity, not as a performer, but as a woman grieving someone she loved. "Mark," she said softly, "I know how much your father meant to you. He was a wonderful man, and we all share in your grief." There was no script, no performance, only truth. The studio fell silent. The world watching from home fell silent too. Because in that moment, everyone felt it, that universal ache that binds us all when we lose someone we love. For years, Kelly and Mark had been more than co-hosts. They were partners in laughter, confidants in chaos, family in every sense of the word. They shared milestones, raised children, weathered storms, and now they shared loss. In the days that followed, Kelly withdrew from the spotlight. Friends spoke of her sitting quietly, scrolling through old photos, birthdays, vacations, dinners, fragments of laughter frozen in time. In one, Mark's father smiles at the camera, sun hitting his face just right. In another, they're all around a dinner table, laughter spilling out like light. Memories became both comfort and torment. Every picture, every message, every voicemail, a reminder of a presence that had vanished, but still felt near. Grief is strange that way. It steals, but it also gives. It hurts, but it teaches. And for Kelly, it forced her to ask the questions that haunt us all. Could I have said more? Could I have done more? Did he know how much we loved him? Those questions don't have answers, but still, we ask them, because they remind us that our hearts still care. Behind closed doors, Kelly cried. Not the silent kind of crying, but the deep, shaking kind that leaves you gasping for air. She cried in the car. She cried backstage. She cried in the moments between makeup and lights, when no one else could see. But then, something shifted. Somewhere between heartbreak and healing, a quiet realization emerged. That love doesn't disappear when someone dies. It changes shape. It lives on in memory, in stories, in laughter that refuses to fade. One morning on the show, Kelly shared something deeply personal. "Losing someone doesn't mean they're gone," she said. "Their love lives through us. It moves with us. It shapes us. And that was her beginning again. Together, she and Mark began to honor his father's memory, not with silence, but with celebration. They spoke about his humor, his generosity, his love of fishing, of Sunday brunches, of old vinyl records that played long into the night. Mark, his voice heavy but steady, said, "I've lost a part of my heart today, but I know my father is looking down on me. He'd want me to keep going, to keep laughing, to keep living." Kelly reached for his hand, and for a moment, the cameras didn't matter. It was just two friends, two souls holding on to the same pain and the same love. The audience felt it too. Many wept with them, not just for the loss, but for the beauty of that bond. Because in their vulnerability, Kelly and Mark gave something precious to the world. Permission. Permission to grieve, to break, to cry, and to still stand up the next day. Letters began pouring in, from fans who had lost their parents, from people who had never met Kelly but saw their own pain in hers. And in that shared sorrow, something beautiful was born. Connection. Kelly's grief became a bridge, reminding everyone that no one walks through loss alone. Slowly, the laughter returned to live with Kelly and Mark, but it was different now. Deeper, softer, more meaningful. It came from a place that understood how fragile life is. Because once you've stood in the shadow of loss, even the smallest light feels sacred. Kelly began smiling again, not because the pain was gone, but because she had learned that pain and love can coexist, that it's okay to carry both. Today, Kelly Ripa stands as a quiet symbol of strength, not because she never breaks, but because she does, and still chooses to love anyway. Her story reminds us that grief isn't a sign of weakness, it's proof of love, and love never truly dies. So tonight, if you've ever felt that ache, that heavy, quiet emptiness that comes after losing someone, take a breath, close your eyes, think of them, and instead of asking why they're gone, whisper thank you. Thank you for every smile, every memory, every moment. Because as Kelly discovered, love doesn't end when a heartbeat stops, it lingers in the way we speak their names, in the way we carry their laughter, in the way we keep living. Even in heartbreak, the heart still beats. Even in sorrow, hope still breathes. And even in goodbye, love still remains. So hold your loved ones close. Tell them you love them, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Because every story, every heartbeat, every laugh is a gift. And in the end, that's all that truly matters. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a reminder that even in our darkest hours, love is still the light that guides us home. Stay kind, stay strong, and never forget. Every heartbeat tells a story worth remembering.